What's going on? So I'm playing with a broken controller, as some of you saw from the live stream, or if anybody comes across it. Like, this isn't me. I'm clapping my hands, rubbing them together, whatever. If you don't believe me, then I don't have a reason to lie. But broken controller, so it's gonna mess up. But I thought I should ignore my testing and my builds and everything, that I thought I should do a quick little video on a few tips and tricks that a lot of people don't do in building wise, that I've over the time learned from watching stuff myself and just playing around with the things. Like simple things like, I'm not doing stuff like this because there's edits where it's like, oh, edit this way when you're pushing somebody, and then like that because nobody expects it. That's a little thing. Go ahead, practice that. That's really good to do. I'm not good at it. The things I will be teaching is, for example, I guess we'll just get right into it. Number one. So basically, you build wherever you don't want to go in a roof. You leave the walls you do want to go open, and then you rinse and repeat. I'm sorry, this controller makes me look left and it plays that wall. Boom. And you go with it. I'm sorry, I haven't played Fortnite all day. I'm really shocking. It goes anyway. This is called like the snake edit, I'm pretty sure. Or like the snake, something with a snake, because when you're done with it, if you're doing it right, it looks like a snake. Now, obviously you don't want to do it the way I am, but it's very simple to do. There's of course the tunnelings to get into circle that like, you rotate your stairs, which I can't do because I don't have a rotate button. I actually don't have a rotate button. Well, there's the one where you rotate it like this way and then you run while going. I mean, you could do it like this. Obviously, it's easier to rotate. That's a way. That tunneling is definitely easier and safer because you can't be bothered from any direction. Now, that's just way easier that way. Of course, I was going to show off the one that I said I wasn't going to, this edit, but I suck at doing that top edit. It's good for you're about to push somebody and you're like one level above them, that you push them, and like right here, you just, see, I really suck at it. You take those out when you get a free shotgun shot. There's also a simple you can pull it this way and then edit any way you want. It's definitely way easier, but still also extremely hard. It's hard to pull it down all the way. But definitely little tips and tricks there. Another tip that I do, now this works in box fights, which is really what it's used for, it's just straight box fights. Now this is obvious with the fact that it's just only made for box fights because you wouldn't have to do this in a pub game. But if for whatever reason, well, in a box fight nobody has a cone. You could do this in a pub game, but it only works if there's no cone above it and everybody plays their cone. So you take out these three and you want to leave your cones like that. That's all the wrong buttons. Like that. So you get on top of somebody's box and nothing special, you just place it. Notice how it doesn't place above. Where did it place? It placed, sorry, I changed my edit button, so I'm getting used to it. Inside the person's box, whether above or below them. Whether you're caught here or here. Doesn't matter. You try to pickaxe this, by the time you break it, somebody has your wall. Or you get caught on this side of it, and you can't stop anybody from getting those walls other than turbo building, but you're in such a weird position. It's like, what are you really gonna do? And either way you get caught, now you can't place a stair, so they get your wall. It's like, I have all the power inside of this box, not you. So, it's whatever way you want to look at it. And then that one. Very simple. It's not something you would really do unless you're in a box fight because you don't use clones, so it's okay to pre-edit. Next thing. This was gonna be like a top 5 or whatever, but it's gonna just be a tip video in general about anything that I've been learning. So next is just one of the probably the smoothest things that if you know Booga does this a lot, is an obvious, well, that's why I'm like wondering, is the side turbo jump. So you jump and you land like that. Now, let's do it in faster motion. Like that. Very hard, I'm not gonna lie. People make side jumps look easy. It is very hard. Or you could do something like that and mess up completely. It's very hard to do. Now, yes, while that's hard to do, harder and easier depending on how. The way I do it is easier. Now, the way I've learned it was you make both a floor and a cone, and you have to edit boom, not like that, boom and boom. I'm sorry, this controller is really messing me up. Like that and like that. Then you gotta place a floor there and a stair, and you edit like that. Now, everything you saw me just place is mandatory. Without this floor, everything falls apart. Without this cone, you can't place anything. There, well, unless you place a wall there, but not the point. You can't place anything without this floor, just like you can't place anything without this cone. And you can't place a staircase here without this floor over there. Everything you just saw me do was mandatory, but I modified it to you edit these two. And I'm trying to make this slow. Actually, I'll play it in slow motion first, and then I'll explain it in more depth. So here. Like that. Alright, so like that. Now, I did it wrong multiple times. I'm gonna cut out everything I failed, because I don't normally fail it for whatever reason I am. It's a cone that you edit this way, and before it breaks, place a floor and a stair, and keep going. So when you end it, it will look like that, if you did it right before that breaks. So when you place a stair, it'll also double stair, which you can then finish it whichever way you want it. And that's another cool edit that is really good. You come up, you edit it like that, and then you reset it like that. Really cool, really hard. I can't do it, just thought of it. It's a little tip in there. Really hard to do. This one's really hard to do. What I'm doing, it's hard to do if you don't know how to. I don't know why it's being so difficult for me. Like that. Except my cone keeps breaking because I'm not doing it fast enough. But it's a way to cover yourself, and if you do it, you cover yourself from the back. Nice little tip. This one, if you learn it, is definitely way better, smoother, but that one is definitely easier once you learn that one a little bit, and that you're waiting for. So you box up, open this, put a cone there and a cone there. This is not mine, by the way, this is Nick A30. He's the one that came up with this on his live stream, but a lot of people didn't actually see it. So I'm just relaying it, but if you want to do this, all credit goes to him, Nick A30. So you take this out, and you take those 3, or the other 3, whichever direction you want to look. If I want to look that way, that's the way I'm going to look. Then, you want to take out just like that. You are protected from every way other than right here. And no matter what, even if I see you doing this, it is damn near impossible to shoot at you. That if you ever see somebody coming this way, don't flip your stair or peek out. Always take away these 3 right here and shoot. Now, yes, the problem comes that you can't reset it by looking at it. You pull out your builds and you can reset it perfectly fine. And you take their wall. By the way, always take a wall with a shotgun. It's a lot faster because by the time the bullets hit the wall, you already have your builds out. Remember that. Don't pickaxe. It's a lot slower. You hit it once, and then you just take it immediately. somebody's in the corner, don't do that. Don't leave yourself open. Don't do that, and then that. You leave yourself open. When you push like that, nobody's expecting it, and just don't edit it too soon. Like, don't go here, you'll mess up. You gotta be smart. Wait until you push to the top. There you go. There's tons more tips and tricks to learn, and I'm gonna leave this off with a positive message. If you wanna get good at Fortnite, or at any game, you wanna get good at anything, life, game, anything, you gotta spend time, and practice does make perfect. This isn't just for fun. This is what gets you the skill to do stuff that other players that don't do it can't do. Like, a new beginner can't do what I just did. You could be playing every shooter battle royale game in the world. Editing like that is not something that you just pick up when you start Fortnite. And remember that. You will not pick up anything in life off the rip. I am extremely good at volleyball, but I was not always good. I never tried volleyball, and I was bad at it at first. I got good, just like everybody else gets good at everything. Just how, whether you believe it or not, just how Booga wasn't always the best Fortnite player. Everybody, it's not like Booga was born and automatically knew how to play Fortnite. So if you ever want to get good at something, just tell yourself you can do it and keep trying, because eventually you'll be able to do it. But that's all a little bit of tips and tricks that I have. There's tons more stuff. If you want to get good, then of course you can look up other videos. If you like what I did, then you can like and comment that you want to see another part, and I will get right on that, doing my own personal video. I hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to see another part, let me know. So I will see you when I see you. Play my outro.